Geoffrey Bradfield is one of the top 10 designers in the world. While his firm is discreet about its clients, calling them silent celebrities, he opened his own 61st Street home in New York to top billing and shared some invaluable trade secrets.
Geoffrey, your CV reads like the ultimate success story. Born and raised in the Eastern Cape and now based in New York and working on some of the most incredible projects all over the world.
Well, yes, success is relative, and I do think I've had really an amazing run, and it's not over yet. I mean, we're getting a very strong foothold in the Asian market, but I'm very proud of my roots, and I love South Africa very much, and I love see it emerging as it is into the global market the way it is. It's quite phenomenal.
Now, I'm a huge Oliver Stone fan, and I see among all the amazing projects in this office, you are busy with his New York pad.
Yes, we are. You know, he wanted a much bigger presence in New York when he did the last production of Wall Street 2. And so he bought this apartment down in the Village. He's such a great director. Who isn't a fan of his? Just amazing. Who wouldn't want to live in New York, quite frankly? I look at my wallpaper here. It's all Manhattan. Everything I have is under one roof as we speak. And I'd love to show you through my home. So let's go and have a look around.
Can't wait.
Arriving here in the 70s from the Eastern Cape, this is the style he forged.
This is the reception room of the house. The house was built in 1869, but I didn't want it to look like a period house. I wanted it to have a very 21st century point of view. My sense was that I wanted to create a room that had no walls, so I have mirrored the walls between these 12 columns with the Ionic capitals, and I think I achieved it. What do you think?
It's incredible. Well, Geoffrey, you're known for your functional opulence, and I'm pretty sure there have been some amazing functions thrown in this opulent space.
Oh, they have, believe me. I actually remove the doors on occasion, especially in the summer, and we do one sit-down table through the doors for 80 people. And I've had receptions here for Prince Edward recently, and many, many charities. I love my house to be used. I don't like it to just be a static habitat.
And you seem to love the color white, and your
yes.
place has even been nicknamed the White Hall, I believe.
That's quite right. It's actually the only white house on 61st Street.
Naturally, the building is growing in value, and with it, another wise investment Geoffrey always suggests is that clients buy contemporary art.
The art collection in the room, I know you're interested in art, and this is a Robert Mangold, which is quite stunning. The apples, which are again a symbol of Manhattan, are by a Korean artist called Parks. And this is a painting by Julian Schnabel. As you know, he's also a great movie director.
My favorite, yeah.
The Diving Bell and the Butterfly, and at least half a dozen other films. It's from the 1960s, and it's a great period for this artist. He's actually a very good friend of mine, which is, one becomes friends with clients, as with Oliver Stone. I mean, we're on the phone and emailing each other. But I want to show you the living room, so shall we go?
After you.
Okay.
For a big look on a small budget, Mr. Bradfield says go with mirrors. They can have a huge impact.
This is the living room, Jonathan, and it's very impressive architecturally because of the height of the ceilings. I've also again introduced mirrors into the room, and it's reflective, and it also has, for me, definitely a decided element of glamour.
And I absolutely love the see-through furniture. It's one of your signature ranges of furniture as well.
It is. We've done extremely well with this collection. It's garnered us many, many awards, and it's become truly, as you say, part of my signature collection. The carpet's my design. This is another painting by Julian Schnabel. It's from the 60s, and again, a very fine example of the artist.
And a little taste of home behind us here, I believe.
Oh, yes, yes. I'm very sentimental about this. I was very homesick at one point, and Coral Nell, a South African artist, came to New York, having been to the Transkei got these pigments that the Ntombi and the Mfazi use in their rituals and created this painting for me. It's called Ancestral Void. So I have a little bit of the Transkei with me all the time.
And I see you've retained a bit of the dialect there as well. I'm hearing some of the words.
I'm a red-blanketed Xhosa, believe me. I know, I can speak, I know all the swear words, but
well, that's not going to help us.
No, I actually can speak a little. Sigai Bona, let's go to the next room.
Impressive.
Whether working inside the confines of business jets or the expanse of a 7,000-foot penthouse in Chicago, the basic need for comfort never changes.
Well, we're in a very intimate room, obviously. It's my bedroom. I don't have that many people in here that I don't know very well. But it is interesting because of the art. And the painting behind you is by Julian Schnabel. It's one of his really well-known plate portraits. So I'm very flattered that he wanted to paint me.
That begs the question as well, when designing a room, do you design around the artwork first, or do you design the room and then add the art?
Well, I really love that kind of question because my work is so predicated on the use of contemporary art. And for me, the art comes first. I love to have an important painting to do a room around, and this obviously did follow the room, but the painting over the bed is a very good example. It's by Kenneth Noland, one of the great field colorists that followed the Second World War, and I designed the headboard to complement the painting, so it's a little designer's conceit there. But I think that answers your question. For me, the art comes first.
And I think Julian's done a great job with the likeness there. What do you think?
Well, he got my evil side, that's for sure.
Some pieces are by artists whose works have gone on to fetch as much as $36 million. So the books Geoffrey's published on design are prized by investors as much as decorators.
We are in the library now. This is a room that is very much part of the heart of the house for me. I use it a great deal. I have chums who stop by in the evening and I come down here and they're pouring a drink. I don't even know they're here. There are lots of little conceits. This is a typical standard treatment we have for equipment, which we do these sort of dummy books, which I always think is very amusing. And it does conceal all the gizmo, which is pretty necessary at times. It's sort of a build-up.
Vanity covers, you've got Shakespeare and poetry and art.
And then a
but
couple.
Actually, Geoffrey, you have to tell me about this incredible table over here.
Oh, it is amazing. Why don't we take a seat? It is great. It's by Yves Klein. And the pigment actually has his name registered. It's Yves Klein Blue.
It's got the kind of texture you just want to run your hands through.
Isn't that so? You know, the pigments are like a talcum powder and they're all free. Thank goodness it's covered in glass. It's protected. So can you imagine if they were flying around, all these little atoms?
Yves Klein only lived to 34 years of age, but in that time, the Parisian artist became a father of new realism, or as he preferred to call it, today's realism. And Geoffrey Bradfield is just as much a father of today's decor.
Geoffrey, thank you. I feel like I've learned so much from you today, which is not surprising, seeing as though your nickname back home in the Transkei was Mfundisi, which means teacher.
Isn't that a stitch? It was my nickname, Mfundis, and yes, indeed. I don't know where they got that, because I certainly didn't deserve the appellation. Thank you, and all the best.
Enkosi kakhulu, Geoffrey, and keep making us proud.